Hey everyone, this is Tom, and I'm going to switch gears a little bit this evening and talk to you about video cameras. I've been using what's called a flip video camera. This particular one that I use is the this is the Ultra HD 8GB camera, and I bought this last year, and I thought I'd just kind of do a little overview of this camera for those of you that might be looking for something that's kind of convenient, or some of you that would like to be able to create movies a little bit easier. I think you would like this camera. I saw that Best Buy is running this camera, third generation, on sale, I think till the end of the week here, for about $99, which is a lot less than I paid for this one a year ago. So now I can't show you the extra camera because I'm using it to videotape, so I've got a couple still shots here that I'll show you so you can get an idea about what size the camera is. Okay, so now you've got an idea about how big the camera actually is from those still shots. Now, after I have recorded just individual videos, which is just a matter of turning the camera on, recording, turning it off, and it saves us a little video. You'll notice that on one of those still shots there was a USB port where you just plug that into the computer, and then what'll happen is when you do that, the software that will look like this will automatically pop up, and what you'll see there then is that all of the videos that I've taken, and they put them in folders here, all the videos that I've taken show up here. These are all the little individual clips that I took out in the field. So the next thing that I do is there's a button down here that says movie, create a movie, and I'll click that, and I'll get this box that will basically just ask me to drag the individual video clips in there. So for example, if I have 4 video clips of 4 different things I've found, I'll just take it, I'll drag it here, that'll be the first one, and then I'll come back over here and take this one, put it in the box, and then I'll put this one here, put it in the box, and then I'll just go down here and click full length, and that will start. It'll ask me a couple of other things. It'll ask me if I want to put any titles or credits in there, ask me if I want to put any music on it, and when I click next it'll start to create that video. And then when I'm all done with this, down at the bottom of the screen here, I can just press share online and it'll post it right to YouTube. So that's kind of how I do things. Now there's also one other thing that I want to show you about this camera, but I got to move to another room, so I'll get right back to you. Okay, so that's how you use the software on the camera. But I was on YouTube yesterday, and if you've ever watched my videos, one of the things you'll see is that I have a really hard time zooming in because these flip video cameras do not have a macro mode. But I was on YouTube and I was watching, and there's a guy on there who was talking about this Bauer 0.45 wide-angle magnetic lens and how they work on these flip video cameras. So basically what you do is they give you these 2 little rings that have an adhesive side to them that you peel back, and you put this over top of the lens, and then they give you this telescopic lens that has a magnetic or a metal part to it, and it clips right to it. So and supposedly if you unscrew this, there's a smaller part in here which I've already taken apart and I see that gives you macro capability. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up, and hopefully this works, and I'll get back to you and we'll take a look at maybe a couple of the finds I have had this year close up. Okay, well, I've got the metal ring mounted now to the lens, and I'm going to show you the difference here when I put this wide-angle lens on, what this looks like with the camera. So here's a regular shot, and then there's the wide-angle lens. So you can see that makes quite a difference. You put the wide-angle lens on. Now, the macro mode, well, before I do that, one thing I discovered with this wide-angle lens is if I'm looking at, and here's a knife blade, one of those knife blades I found earlier in the year, and you can see as I move in kind of close how that starts to blur. But what's interesting is when I put the wide-angle lens on, I get a much better picture. Matter of fact, I can zoom in, get a really good picture. And I'll show you what they consider the macro mode. I have to take the first part of the lens off. Oops. So this is the macro mode, and I have to get very close to this. You can see when I get real close, though, I do get a really good picture, but anything out about farther than that with the macro mode, it starts to blur again. So very close up, got a great picture, but it looks like, let me put this lens back on. Sorry about that. When I have the wide angle lens on is where I really start to get a good picture here. Here's that point that John and I found in the creek bank earlier this year, and you can see again with the wide angle lens on. I can get pretty close up for some detail on this. And here's that slate piece I found. It's got that groove in it. Still like to know what that's all about, but so yeah, so the macro mode that I thought I was getting again works very good for close-up, but just for normal zooming in, it looks like the wide-angle lens has solved a lot of the problem that I was having. So, okay. Well, I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions about the flip video camera, I don't know if I'm the expert on it, but I'd be happy to answer your questions if you want to leave a comment. Alright. Hope everybody has a good rest of the weekend.